So the Amazing Boy Wonder says, "Hey, Roger, my father is your tailor in New York City. No wonder you look so good. Just wanted to say hi. He has told me a few good stories about you, and I'm hoping to connect with you one day as I'm in digital media and I can really help with the campaign. You can find me through him." So I guess that's not really a question, but a statement, but that's interesting. And it just goes to show that there's a lot of like-minded people out there in the world. Let me ask this next question by Mo Rathbone.
Let me say a word about that.
Sure.
I think it's important that folks know this.
Go ahead.
I started having my clothes custom made because in the beginning, my shoulders were so broad and my waist was so small that I couldn't buy anything off the rack. The problem was if I did buy a suit off the rack, by the time you altered the pants, the back pockets were next to each other, and that doesn't work. So I had no choice but to begin to have things made. Now, because of that, in all honesty, I haven't bought a new suit or a new sports jacket in almost 30 years. Because when a garment is custom made for you, although it costs a little more, a fine tailor keeps enough fabric in the seams so as you get older and fatter, as I sadly have become, you can have your garments let out and they continue to be serviceable. So if you are not only a political conservative, but also a fiscal conservative, and you're pinching pennies, remember, fashion is not about what's trendy today. It's not about fads. It's about what will look good today, what looked good yesterday, and what will look good tomorrow. A navy blue suit, a well-cut navy blue suit, will serve you through your entire lifetime. One tip. Never take a dark garment, whether it's navy blue or black, if you happen to be a waiter or an undertaker or a chauffeur. Never take a dark garment to the dry cleaner because the chemicals that are used in dry cleaning are very harsh, particularly on dark dyed fabrics. And before long, your suit will shine and the seams will start to show. What I recommend is getting an old-fashioned whisk broom, some cool water. Clean your suit on the outside, leave it outside to dry, and your garment will last you a lifetime.
Wow. Well, that's another tip that I wasn't aware of. And I do have some dark suits that I've taken to the cleaner, and I know what you're talking about with that shine, and it's terrible, especially if it's a matte suit. If it sort of has a little bit of a velour texture on it, when they clean it, it makes it just flattens it out and makes it shine. It's terrible.
And the one thing that every gentleman, regardless of his age or his political disposition, must own is, of course, the navy blue blazer. This is an indispensable garment because with jeans, you can dress down. With khakis or flannels, you can dress it up. You can wear it with a necktie. This is, without any question, one of the few indispensable things that every gentleman must own. But I warn you yet again, never send it to the dry cleaner or it will not last you very long.
Well, thanks. Thanks for that tip. I will definitely keep that filed away.
Next question.
Mo Rathbone from Illinois asks, who was the best dressed president and why was it Ford or Reagan?
Well, Mo, I know your brother Basil very well. I would have to say Ronald Reagan. But again, Reagan had a style that came out of Hollywood in the 1940s, what they call a roped shoulder. Now, Reagan's physique was so good that he looked good in anything. But like me, I don't think he bought a new suit in the last 40 years of his life. His suits were custom made by a Hollywood tailor in a style that was very popular from the 30s to the 50s, a tailor who dressed Tyrone Power and Cary Grant and other giants of the silver screen. Nancy Reagan was not fond of one particular brown suit that the president had, but he refused to get rid of. Now, some of you know that brown is, in fact, the color of, well, you know. And I don't recommend a brown suit, but on Ronald Reagan, it looked good. Reagan was incredibly well dressed. You will notice, however, that his collars were specially made. They rode particularly low to hide the wattles in his neck as he got older. But I would have to say he was our best dressed president. Jerry Ford had a thing for double knit. I would never even put him in the top 10. Not even close.
Well, as somebody wearing a brown sport coat at the moment, I don't know how to take that.
Yeah, look, Jerry Ford wore so much double knit. If you had an open flame anywhere near him, the guy was a one-man fire hazard. So he would definitely not be on my list.